Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. It's a free-for-all Friday. We've got a new thumbnail for Name That Player. I figured it was time. Been lazy and using the same free-for-all Friday thumbnail for months. And free-for-all Fridays kind of evolved. Little evolution of its own on Fridays. We play Name That Player. So we're going to do Topps Archives today. They're retail packs, so there's only 8 cards per pack. So we're going to open 16 cards in today's pack. Try the coffee. I snaked it a little early, but I warmed it up. Yesterday I took a sip and it was freaking Boxelder Bugs. What the hell? We have had a terrible Boxelder Bug problem this year. Let me get I need to get something to get him out of here. Freaking Boxelder Bugs. He's on my label printer. I don't want to squish him because they smell too. Oh, no. Oh, you're coming with me, buddy. Oh, no. Okay, you're done. We've had a Boxelder Bug problem. Now, growing up in Illinois, we had Boxelder Bugs. But up here, this is the first time, I've seen them here. But they're getting into our house. My wife hates that. I grew up with bugs in my house. When you grow up poor in a small town, you just have bugs in your house. Flies, mosquitoes, Boxelder bugs. So we've had Boxelder bugs this year, first time, and I think they're getting in over my rec room. I noticed this was out with the dog yesterday or the other day. They're all congregating because they like where the sun. So they're on our back patio, by the up under the siding, and then they're around the corner. And they just congregate hundreds of them. Disgusting. And now they're in my card room. Get out of here. There's one less Boxelder bug in the world because I just smushed him. So sorry to the animal lovers. Are bugs animals though? Is a Boxelder bug really? Is PETA gonna come knocking on my door? You killed a live breathing bug on YouTube. So stick it, bug fans. But what are Boxelder bugs good for? I don't think anything. Let's Google it. I don't think Boxelder bugs, you can't eat them. I don't think you can do chocolate Boxelder bugs. Have you ever had chocolate insects? It's not too bad. It just tastes like chocolate. They don't taste it's not like you're eating giant bug guts. Boxelder bug, all of the Google, what problems do Boxelder bugs cause? Why do Boxelder bugs suddenly appear? What keeps Boxelder? See, everybody wants answers on how the hell do I get rid of these damn Boxelder bugs. Boxelder bugs like warm areas and are attracted to buildings with a lot of southern or western exposure. Guess what? Where are my Boxelder bugs? Southern exposure off the back patio, western exposure over here outside my rec room. They normally do not cause property damage, but they can potentially stain surfaces. See, I don't want them. I don't want stained surfaces. Once they are indoors, the only practical control is physical removal. That's what I did. I physically removed the situation. Boxelder bugs. There can't be they're not eating mosquitoes, I can't imagine. As pests. Yeah, we know they're a pest. Nothing good about Boxelder bugs unless somebody can find something to the contrary. Okay, enough Boxelder bug talk this morning. It's a Friday. It is Friday. It's going to be a nice day, and you're like, it's going to be 80 degrees. Why are you wearing a hoodie? Because it's freaking cold in here. We set the thermostat to freezer. So I have two, I have to pick out 2 shirts. in the summer months. That will change at the new house because we'll have zone. So my basement will be a comfortable. I think I'm going to have it set at like 71. I think that's a comfortable 71. Like I'm not cold. I'm not warm. 71. I think 69, not only is 69 like here's my adolescent humor, is it a nice number, but it is a nice temperature. See, I didn't say it like nice. 69 is a nice temperature. It's very comfortable. I think we typically keep ours at like 68, 69, but when you have your thermostat, at least here, our thermostat set to 68 or 69, and then we have these unseasonably warm days, it gets to 80 outside, and all of a sudden the freaking air is running constantly. And then my wife, boom, 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 it's getting too warm in the house, and it's 66 all of a sudden. And I have to wear a hoodie. So I'm not a Bucks fan, but I have the hoodie. I think the playoffs, that's why I picked it out. I think the NBA playoffs are going on or about to start maybe. So I've got the hoodie on. I've got another shirt waiting for when I go outside. I have my indoor shirt and I have my outdoor shirt. So right now it's cold down here. I have my indoor hoodie on. It's a Hoodie Friday. What else is going on? I got some mail yesterday. I've been on a shopping spree the last couple of weeks, picking up Ethan Roberts and Daniel Palencia cards. So this came in the mail yesterday. It's the gold sapphire, numbered out of 50. I missed there was a gold auto that ended at auction last night. It actually sold for a really good price, and I forgot to put a bid on it. Damn it. Actually, I think I did put a bid, but it was a low bid, and I knew I had to go back and bid higher. But see, that's why my approach is bid your highest bid at the beginning and let it ride. And if I don't get it, it wasn't meant to be. My mom's a big it wasn't meant to be, and I will tease her about that. What did she say? Oh, when we went to the antique mall. She's into clocks. Have I told you about that? And I'm going to make sure I enunciate that word very clearly. My mom is into clocks. Like weird obsession with clocks. To the point where she bought like 3 of them on our trip to the antique mall. And I go, Mom, like she lives in a small house. I go, how many clocks did you buy today? 3. Okay. How many rooms do you have? Oh, I have plenty of rooms for my clocks. So I start counting the rooms. 3. I'm like, well, how many clocks do you have at home that you're keeping? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, okay, 5 plus 3 today is 8. You have 1, you have 2, you have 3, 4, 5. You have 5 rooms plus 2 bathrooms. And then like a hallway, and I guess the laundry room as well. So there's like 10 rooms. You already have 8 clocks. Well, I can put multiple clocks in a room. What? What type of sociopath does that? Why would you have 2 clocks in one room? I don't get it. It's more like the decor. So she's basically going to have a clock on every wall. Like we have like, it's a weird setup. My dad built the house in the 80s. It's a weird setup. Like the back room, we called it. So we have weird names in a small town. Maybe it's just my family. So growing up, we had this back room, and it was called the family room. The family room, which was basically what everyone else in the world calls, or everyone else in the United States calls, a living room. We called it the family room. And then there was the little bathroom and the big bathroom. One was larger than the other. The kitchen, we didn't have a funny name for the kitchen. We had the kitchen. The laundry room, which I think is a common name for the laundry room. Then the other, quote, living room. We had like basically 2 living rooms. I don't know why it was designed like this. Maybe it was supposed to be like a dining room. We were not dining room. We were not a dining room family, but we called it the front room because it was at the front of the house. The front room. Go play in the front room. So my mom is into clocks, mini clocks. Where was I going with this? I have no idea. Why did I start talking about clocks and my mom's? Oh, it wasn't meant to be. So my mom at the antique mall, I had gone in my direction. She had gone looking for clocks. And we met up and she says, "Can you help me with a clock?" And she goes, "If you can't reach it." I'm like, "Well, if I can't reach it, we'll just go ask for help." She's like, "No, if you can't reach it, it wasn't meant to be." What? What? I said, "No, you just go ask for help." And I said, "What if I wasn't here? What if you came?" And she goes, if you weren't here, it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't meant to have that clock." And I go, "So all of a sudden, just because I'm tall enough to reach the clock, it was meant to be?" By the way, I was tall enough to reach the clock. My mom purchased said clock. It was meant to be. I find that funny. Okay, let's address the chat. What's going on? Hey, by the way, join the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. We're at 170 members. We've got some fun discussions going on. Check it out. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. It's also in the description. So go to Facebook and we can talk about clocks and funny stuff in the Hobby Evolution Facebook chat. Terry is good in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Jenny. She says it's way too hot in Minnesota. It's perfectly hot here in Wisconsin. I think it's going to be in the 80s today. We're going from summer to winter this weekend without any travel. It's going to be in the 80s today. And by Sunday, it's going to be cold and snowy. F that. Not looking forward to it. I will be hibernating all weekend long in the house because it's going to rain all day. I think tomorrow's actually supposed to be comfortable. It's not going to be like in the 80s, but it's going to be, I think, maybe in the 70s still. But Sunday's going to be the yucky weather. So we're at 55 right now. It's going to be 80 today. It's going to be in the upper 70s tomorrow, 77 tomorrow. So Saturday I'll get out. Maybe I'll ride my bike. I'm like, oh, I'll get out and ride my bike. Haven't done it. Sunday, that's when we get the rain snow mix. It's going to be 60, but then it's going to drop throughout the day. It's going to rain, turn into snow. Monday, we've got a low of 29, a high of 41. So half of the temp. It's going to be half as warm as it is today. 80 today, 40 Sunday. Not good. Good for me and my cards, because that's where I'll be. Right here, hibernating. Brian Dean in the house. What's up, Brian? Terry, good morning. Boomba Sports Cards is here. Good morning, Todd. It's a 70-degree day in Maine. George, what's up? He's in Miami. I bet it's not cold there. I bet George is enjoying the weather. I've got my mother-in-law has a house in Boca. Let's see. It's 73 right now in Boca, which is just north of Miami. It's going to be 85 there today. It's only going to be 5 degrees warmer in Miami than Madison, Wisconsin. Harlan in the house. Good morning. We've got Victor here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Cubs and Dodgers. Yes. How about the Tampa Bay Rays? They won again. They have now tied the record. They're 13-0. And they have won 2 more games than the Cubs have played 15 days into the season. The Cubs are 6-5. Rays are 13-0. 13-0. The Cubs did not play yesterday. They had an off day. So I needed my baseball fix. I've been watching and consuming a lot of baseball in the first 2 weeks. I had I was sitting on the patio because it was a beautiful evening. So I had the Myrtle Beach Pelicans on last night for a couple innings. Then I came in the house. I did some listing on eBay, and I think I had the South Bend Cubs game on for a little bit. And then I came down. I did some sorting in the basement, here in the rec room, and I had the Cardinals and Pirates game. I'm going to say this. It almost pains me to say, I really enjoyed the Cardinals broadcast. It helps that they suck this year right now. The Cardinals always figure it out, though. It's like, the Cardinals suck. I love it. And then they freaking go to the World Series. It sucks. But Chip Carey, right? He's the TV guy now. I didn't think I liked him, but I do. And for whatever reason, one of my big pet peeves with listening to other teams' broadcasts, it seemed like the Cubs broadcasts, you could always hear the fans, and it was just there was a nice announcer to crowd noise mix, where you listen to some of these other broadcasts, and it sounds like these guys are broadcasting from a studio where there's like hardly any crowd noise. There's no I don't know. That bothers me for some reason. The Cardinals broadcast used to be like that. But last night it was like, hey, this actually sounds like there's people there, and it sounds like a Cubs broadcast as far as the crowd noise. So I was pleasantly surprised with the Cardinals broadcast. Flawed Thinker is here. What's up, John? What's up? That 70s card show. This is content gold. Only bugs that concern me are crabs. That is a concern. Hall of Fame card collector, not feeling well. Get better soon. Terry says, I usually see them all over my garage door. Yes, Boxelder Bugs. I hate them. Wife and son had chocolate-covered scorpions and crickets. I had fries. We did when I was on morning radio. By the way, I found some audio from when I blew up a egg in the microwave. It actually blew the microwave door open. I actually found the audio if you go to archive.org, and I'm like, the audio is not going to be here. The audio is still there. I was shocked. So I'll try to get that and maybe throw a video of audio. I have some promos as well from my radio days. My former co-host, morning show co-host, he kept every single morning show we did on cassette tape, and he donated it to the this is in Macomb. He donated it to the Western Illinois Museum. So they have whatever the hell they wanted it for. I don't know. But all of our morning show tapes are at the museum. You're old. You might be old if your radio tapes are in a museum. You might be old. But one of the skits, bits, called them bits, one of the bits we did, and of course I was the young, early 20s dumb kid. I had to do, now I'm just a 40-year-old dumb kid. So I got to do all the experiments, like blow an egg up in a microwave. My co-host said after the fact, I was actually a little concerned that you might get hurt. Like, what? It's like, but it's good radio. Okay, you asshole. One morning I had to eat chocolate covered, I think, crickets. We didn't have any scorpions. It was crickets and locust, maybe? Chocolate covered locust. That doesn't sound good. What else? Like ants, chocolate covered ants, which is nothing. It's like basically a little miniature piece of chocolate. It didn't taste like anything. It tasted like chocolate more than anything. Let's see. Tracy's in the house. What's up? Angel Baby Cards. Good morning. Big Harv in the house. Zach says Bulls win tonight. They face the Bucks in round 1. So that means I can't wear my Bucks hoodie if the Bucks and Bulls play, because I'll root for the Bulls. I wanted to become, when I moved to Wisconsin, I didn't have, I've never really had an NBA team. I've had multiple through my life. The first three-peat of the Bulls, I was a Bulls fan. Then when Jordan left, when Shaq came up, I became a Magic fan, which I think was his rookie year, might have been the third of the three-peat, the first three-peat. So I became a Magic fan. I had the starter jacket. I was a big, bandwagon guy. Orlando Magic. And then by the time Jordan returned, I think I kept with the Magic. But then at some point, I just stopped watching the NBA, like in the late 90s. And I just didn't. I never rooted for the Bulls again because by the time I had kind of like, I'll watch the Bulls. They sucked. It was the Tim Floyd era. Ooh, that was bad. That was worse than Garpax. Well, maybe not. But then I tried to root for the Bulls. I had some friends that were big Bulls fans. I tried to root for the Bulls, become a fan again of the NBA. It's just the NBA. It doesn't appeal to me. So when I moved to Wisconsin, I'm like, I'm going to be a Milwaukee Bucks fan because I don't have a team in the NBA. I don't have a team to root for. So I'm going to root for the Bucks. And I tried, just didn't do it. When they won the NBA championship the other couple years ago, I'm like, I'm gonna watch the playoffs. I didn't watch any of the regular season, but I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon. I bought a hoodie and didn't watch. And I'm like, if they make it to the conference finals, I'll watch. Didn't watch. Well, I'll definitely watch if they make it to the NBA finals. Didn't watch, and they won, and I just I don't care. So I would probably be more if the Bulls were good. I know they're in like basketball purgatory. They're like not really good, but not really bad. They're just right in the middle. But I would jump on the Bulls bandwagon. But if I jump on a bandwagon, I can't call myself a fan. I'm opposed to that because I'm not an NBA fan, so I can't be a fan. It's like I always was an Iowa Hawkeyes fan, but then when I stopped like watching all their games, it's like I'm not a fan anymore. I root for them. I still root for Iowa as long as they're not playing Wisconsin, but I'm not a fan. And that's kind of how I am in the NBA. Like, I guess the Bulls would be my number one team, but I'm not a fan. I just root for them. Like hockey. I sold a hockey card yesterday, by the way. I didn't list anymore though. That bad business move. I don't like hockey. I don't watch hockey. I guess I root for the Blackhawks because I don't have any, just because of geography, right? I don't have any rooting interest in any other team. But because they're in Chicago, I'll just root for them by default. But I'm not a fan. T206 Kid, good morning, Tony. As for temperature talk, I have to keep my house at 65 degrees overnight in the summer. My wife says she sleeps next to a human furnace. My wife says the same thing. That's probably why my dog Biscuit like cuddles up next to me because she's just a little 10-pound dog. And it's cold in this house, so she has to cuddle with me because I'm a human furnace. Jenny says, wondering why your ma has 2 clocks in one room while she has a son that has 1 million cards in 3 different rooms of his house for 3 million cards. That's a good point. It's a good point. Andy Mack, what's up? Good morning. Angel Baby says, wow, where lived all my life. I prefer 78 as normal. Hot here. It is until it's over 100. Yeah. So, 78. Are you talking about your thermostat at 78? Oh my God, I'd be sweating. I can tell when, like on days like it's been this week, because our thermostat's always 68, 69. I can tell when it's 71. Like it's really warm in here. It's 2 degrees warmer than normal, but we can tell. I can tell when it's like 71 in the house. So it's a lot warmer than usual. David is in Rays country where they are 13-0. Another win yesterday. Unbelievable. Donald Davis, what's up? Good morning. Steve Ains Comedy, another Rays fan. By the way, we will play Name That Player coming up. We're playing with Topps Archives today, so I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun. It's a change of pace over our typically 80s and 90s packs. So we'll have a mix of modern players and Hall of Fame and veterans, or Hall of Fame and retired players as well. Let's see. Herman in the house. What's up, Herman? We've got Ed here. Good morning. Happy Friday. Andy, Matt, growing up, we had a dining room. We used it twice in 15 years. Yeah. I think our front room was supposed to be like, most people would have that be the dining room. but it's literally a second living room because we don't use a dining room. I couldn't tell you the last time we needed to bring out like we didn't even have I don't think we ever had like the nice table. We never had a nice table. We never had nice plates. Like we just had plates. We always did like, it was always like if we hosted Thanksgiving, like it wasn't like it was always like come and graze. Like it wasn't like a set time, be here at 1. I think my mom would say, oh, dinner will be ready at 1. I guess we did call it dinner on holidays. Called it lunch every other time, but Thanksgiving dinner will be ready at 1. But come whenever. So it wasn't like a sit down. So like my wife's family, they are more formal, especially at holidays, and so that was like a big adjustment for me. Like I don't know what to do here. Like, oh my goodness. I learned one thing about like formal dining, and it's funny. So in home ec or whatever class I took in high school, I remember the only thing I took away from it, formal dining, because Olive Garden was a fancy restaurant growing up. Red Lobster, fancy restaurant. That was the fanciest restaurant until I worked in college athletics. And then they dined us at steakhouses, wined and dined us. So one thing I learned, Marjabelle Stewart was like this, I think she's long passed now. She was old 20 years ago. Marjabelle was like this, and she was like on all of the like Donahue and Oprah and like all these big like Today Show. And she was like an expert on manners and like how to, and she taught classes and all this crap. She was from Kewanee, which was, the next town over. So I think Marjabelle would come to our high school and like teach us how, in our foods class, we had like a formal, like, and we invited like the principal and the superintendent. And like, I think we got to pick our favorite teachers, and we got to host a formal dinner with them with the things we learned from Miss Marjabelle. The one thing I took away, don't remember, I can't tell you I think you use like where the forks and the silverware. I think it's like outside is like the salad fork, and then like the most interior is the steak fork or whatever you call it. The only thing I learned was when you're done with your meal, you place your fork or spoon or whatever utensil upside down on the plate, and that signals to the waiter or waitress that you are finished. So we go to this when I never went to a fancy restaurant, but my wife's family did. So we were in Pittsburgh visiting her family early on when we were dating, and we went to this upscale restaurant in Pittsburgh, and like it's like if I'm like dining out at like a steakhouse, it's just common for me now. It's like I'm done, so I always turn the fork over. And so the waiter comes up, and I think I was the only person at the table to turn my fork over. And so the waiter came up, and he just he goes, I can't remember what he said to me, but and I'm like, yes, I did something right at a fancy restaurant, at a formal setting. The only thing I took away, turn your fork over. I never get that reaction at McDonald's. Oh, wait, we don't use forks at McDonald's, do we? Let's see. Where are we at? Hall of Fame card collector. I just sent out some fantasy baseball trade requests. Christian, good morning. You are enabling your mom's clock edition with your height. Yes, I am. I should have been like, oh, I can't reach it. I can't reach it. I'm not enabling. She enables my card hoarding, so I'll enable her clock hoarding. Let's see. Angel Baby picked up the F7160, the Fujitsu. Nice. You betcha. Good luck. Enjoy. Let us know if you have any questions. Card Hobbyist, good morning. NYC Life, what's up? Good morning. Curious, at what percentage do you promote your card listings on eBay? Common question we receive here. I have it dynamic pricing set, and it's between 5 and 10%. So basically, eBay can choose. But basically, the higher you promote it, the more potential sales you can get, the more eyeballs. It doesn't mean you're going to sell more, but more eyeballs will be on it. So if you have what people want at a price that they'll pay, you'll make some sales. Steve says, how come a tall person can't ask a short person to reach something on the bottom shelf? It's a good question. I bet if you're super tall, like George Mirasan or Manute Bol. I saw George Mirasan auto in a bargain box. I can't remember what the price was on it. It might have been at the Rockford show last week. And I wanted to buy it because I don't even remember who had it. It was a good price. I think it was like $5. And I'm like, oh, $5. This is probably, I might be able to get $10, $15 for this on eBay. Because George Mirasan's one of those, that's the type of player that surprisingly sells because he was tall. Why is it a popular? Well, he's tall. Or Muggsy Bogues was short. Why is Muggsy Bogues a fan favorite? Well, he was short. George, what's happening? TD Sports Cards in the house. Boomba says, who wants to bet they have them losing tonight? Yeah, I mean, at this point, if I were placing bets on the Rays winning or losing, they got to lose sometime, right? They're not going to go 162-0. Chances are, I think, much better that they lose as opposed to win. I'd love to see them set the record, win their 14th in a row. Chip Carey is a good announcer, but will occasionally get on your nerves. I think I don't know how many Cubs fans are in here, but I don't like Boog Shambi. I liked him when he was, and he still is, like ESPN. I really enjoyed his stuff on ESPN, but now he's like, I think since he still does that stuff and he's not dedicated to the Cubs, I don't like that. I want my announcer to be bleeding red and blue. And Boog doesn't do that. So where was I going with this? So Boog gets on my nerves. Boomba says, except Harry Carey couldn't pronounce anyone's names properly. Loved it. That was the charm of Harry Carey. Rex Hudler is the most annoying announcer ever. Skip Carey is my favorite announcer, but I'm a biased Braves fan. Scotty Dubs in the house. He's ready for some Name That Player. Topps Archives edition. Andy Mack says, my neighbor is mowing his lawn right now. I live in the Chicago suburbs. A little too early. Frank's got his robot. It's on the charger. I haven't seen the robot in action yet, but Frank's grass is so green. I have lawn envy. We canceled our Weed Man, and Weed Man this is the boring Weed Man. This isn't the good Weed Man. This isn't the good Weed Man. This is the freaking pesticide, insecticide. That's why I got Boxelder Bugs on the wall. So Weed Man, we canceled our Weed Man. So now it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself the next couple months because I'm not going to be taking care of this yard because I just don't care moving. And I don't have a yard at the new house. I mean, I won't have a yard at the new house because it's going to be completely destroyed once the landscapers come in. I won't be gardening. I think I'm going to have to do some plants and pots, like some cucumbers and tomatoes in pots. Because I won't have, but we're still like here in Wisconsin, the rule is plant your vegetable garden on Mother's Day weekend. But up here, I've learned it's the following weekend because I followed that rule the first couple of years I lived here after moving from Central Illinois. And we had like hard frosts, like a couple days after Mother's Day. So it's like, oh, I'm going to wait a week. And that's pretty much held up. One year I had to wait like 2 weeks because I think I was out of town or something. But the week after Mother's Day here is when I plant my veggies. So I still have them 5 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe, whenever the hell that is. End of May. Let's see. Nobody beats Vin. Vin Scully was great. There's no reason to be mowing this early in the year. Nutcase. I agree. Half my grass is still brown from the winter. Frank's grass is green. I've got lawn envy. I'm going to have lawn envy for the next couple months because our grass is going to look like shit. The most impressive thing you did in radio is survive with the wages you were paid. Best radio bit ever. It's amazing. I mean, looking back, and I remember when I went to work at the university and I had a relationship. I knew the athletic director at the time. And so we're just talking, and I shared my salary at the radio station, and he just looks at me dumbfounded. And he goes, "How can you live off that salary?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just do." Have you seen my house? It's a piece of shit. So, yes, I mean, we survived on like ramen and peanut butter and jelly. And fortunately, we had a nice trade out with Domino's pizza. So we would have Domino's. We had a staff meeting like every week. So we would order a bunch of Domino's, and it's like, order more. And I'd take that and I'd live off Domino's leftovers for 3 days. So I only had to provide my own food 4 days a week because I eat Domino's 3 days a week. No wonder I'm on blood pressure medication. Card Hobbyist says Vin doesn't count. He was another level. Reppin' Rajon, what's happening? Where we at? Let's see. Reppin' Rajon. Where we at? There we are. Jenny says, is he mowing or is he running the rider with an attachment such as a thatcher or roller behind it, re-leveling the ground from plow marks? Reppin' Rajon, any Frank updates? Other than his grass is looking really good. He's got his robot out, but it's not actually mowing. I have a feeling like today or tomorrow, he's going to have that puppy running. I think he's been watering. He's got an in-ground sprinkler system. So he has an advantage there. Other than that, no Frank updates. Let's see. Don't list hockey. Stay in your lane. Speaking of staying in your lane, what came of your contractor's vintage cards? Oh, we're lining up a time for me to go through them. So haven't set up a time yet, but I'm going to take a look, see what he has. Kyle, what's up? Good morning to you. Hall of Fame says, how do you find collections to buy and get capital to buy them? Well, it's a process. I mean, basically, and I think I struggled with this early on was not putting money aside. And this is what I say, if you want to scale up, and I'm gonna kind of answer this to a question I get is like, I don't want to spend $1,000 on a scanner or $500 on a scanner, but just keep selling. And Car Dealer Pro, like I would, and I always say I would buy the scanner first and then Car Dealer, because Car Dealer Pro, the subscription is nominal. The scanner is gonna be what sets you back, but just sell and list what you can and squirrel that away. And I think a lot of people within the hobby struggle with making a business out of it because they're collectors and not business. You know, they approach it more as a collector than a business. So if you truly want, and that's okay, like there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to make money, you have to have that you have to be more business minded and squirreling money away to be able to scale up. So basically it's a process where, you know, buy what you can with what money, don't put it on credit cards. But if you're, you know, say you have your full-time job, what's your budget? And you know, what's your end goal? Do you want to go into business doing this, or do you just want to have extra money to be a collector? So those are questions you have to answer yourself. And then if you want to, you know, make it like a self-sustaining hobby, just, you know, go And I'm looking at it from like the low end. There's so many ways to do it. You can buy slabs, you can buy raw and then grade. You can buy collections, you can dig through bargain boxes, you can buy bulk. There's so many ways to make money in the hobby. And my lane is buying bulk and piecing it out and selling $1.50 cards and up. So it's a hard question to answer, but I can answer the capital. That's kind of the process. It's like, what's your budget? What's your specialty? What are you good at? Follow that path. How do you find collections to buy? For me, what I found, some people have good luck with Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. I get enough just through relationships I've built from card shows, and promoting a card show helps a lot because I'm actually talking to dozens, if not hundreds of dealers throughout the year. And they're like, oh, you buy bulk? I just want to get rid of this. And so I can get good deals that way. Going to card shows, even if you're not promoting a show and you're not building these relationships, if you go to card shows and just be like, hey, and this is geared toward what I know, bulk. What would you do for this whole box? So it's not necessarily a collection, but it's bulk. A lot of people put ads on like Craigslist where it's like, I'm buying collections. I stopped doing that because I was getting tired of answering, I've got 10 boxes of 1989 tops. I want $1,000 for it. I was getting tired of those types of responses. So there's so many ways to go about it. Lucky Far, good morning. Zach says, I'm not on Facebook, so I won't be able to join your group. That is quite all right. Terry says, my dining room is my eBay store inventory room. It was just empty for years, never used for dining. Card Hobbyist says, I was lucky to get Denny's occasionally growing up. That was a splurge for a single mom with 4 kids. Maddie Ice, good morning. Zach and Porter says, angle your silver to 4 o'clock on your plate to tell your server you were done. Oh. Let's see. Rich, Uncle Rich, you can use forks at Mickey D's for the scrambled eggs and pancakes and other items. I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking burgers and fries. Thank you, Uncle Rich. Zach says, do the OK sign. The left hand shows a B for bread plate. Right hand shows a lowercase d for your water glass. Interesting. Zach is the new Miss Margabelle. Brian says, going to promote and rate as of now is 12%, which seems very high. 12% is I'm doing 10% at times. Paul, good morning. Card Hobbyist, yes. You want to smell like me? Love it. And I think the reason it stuck with me all these years is because it was always on. That commercial always ran during wrestling, like the wrestling that I had on VHS tapes that my neighbor would record for me, like Monday Night Raw and Superstars. And that commercial was always on. You want to smell like me? Talking Tatis, what's happening? Dystemic, good morning. John says, Zach sets his text messages to do not disturb and tells me he's yoga-ing. Things I can't see him in Hobby Evolution chat. Let's see. Tatis had 3 home runs last night in AAA El Paso. Returns to MLB next Thursday. Get those Tatis cards out. Where we at? Let's see. Uncle Rich says, by the way, Javi pulled a Ruben Rivera on the bases last night and will be in the Tigers doghouse for a long time. Yeah, that and his 100 batting average. Javi is not faring well in the Motor City. Which I actually, in my Cubs group chat, I'm like, there was a video that went winner. I think it was a strikeout. It wasn't when he got pulled and benched, but I think it was a strikeout from a recent game. And I looked at his stats, and he was hitting like right at a buck. He was hitting right at 100, and I'm like, this might be a good time to buy Javi Baez because he was my PC for several years when he was with the Cubs. John says, lawn guy has mowed twice. Holy moly. Flipping sports guy, what's up? My whole area, your lawn was either cut this week or starting to look like a jungle. Mine looks like a jungle because I'm waiting for some seed to grow in a few spots. Bo never has to worry about the stomach bug after eating Domino's leftovers for 3 days, right? 7 years of eating Domino's pizza 3 days a week. Yoga is 15 minutes. Long stretches mean fingers free. You should know that from your touring days. Andy Mack says, walk behind push mower at 7:30 a.m. Joe Caprino, are you going to invite the new neighbors over for a meet and greet when you move? I actually know one of the neighbors, and they're only there like not even 6 months a year. They're in Florida most of the year. Their son lives there. I don't know who the neighbors are on the other side. Let's see. Dan in the house, what's up? Good morning, all. Happy Friday. Bo, during your trip to Dallas, behind the scenes, ask this Car Dealer Pro guy why scans can't roll over when they are unused within a month. I will certainly do that. I think it is something. I think Terry actually asked them a while back, and this is something they're working on. I believe that's what Terry can. I think Terry's still in the chat. I think it was Terry that said it was something they were working on. In the meantime, the fix to that is get the cheapest subscription and buy scans, because the scans you buy extra roll over. The scans under the subscription do not roll over. So that's an easy fix. Pay $10 a month for like the lowest level subscription, and then just buy as many scans as you want, and the scans you buy separately will roll over. Card Hobbyist says, if you're a collector, just skim some cards off the top of collections you buy. Absolutely, yeah. There's so many ways to go about it. And I was actually thinking about this as I was sorting some of my Bowman draft, and it's, people say, you can't be a collector and business at the same time. It's like, yeah, I can, because my lane for collecting is only Cubs. And if a collection came to me, and I look at Cubs as PC, because I'm not selling any of my Cubs. Even if I'm looking at a collection that's all Cubs, it's not a business decision. It's a PC decision. If I have the money for my PC, I'll buy it. If not, I pass. And it's like, well, that's dumb, because you can make money on it. No, I can't, because I don't sell Cubs. It's like if somebody brought me fine china. I don't need fine china. And I don't want to sell fine china, so I'm going to pass. And they could say, but you can make a lot of money reselling, because I'm giving you this at 10% of resale. And I'm like, but that's not my lane. It's like hockey cards. If somebody wants to sell me a hockey card collection, I'm not going to buy it. But what if I can 10x my money? I don't want to, because I don't sell hockey cards. That's not my lane. If hockey cards are in a Goodwill pallet, I will sell them. But I'm not going to, if somebody comes to me and says, I want to sell you this, like, I've turned down soccer cards, I've turned down hockey cards. I don't want hockey and soccer. I don't want Cubs part of my business. It's like freaking fine china. Not going to buy it. It's easily separate. So I was thinking these thoughts as I was sorting, because I'm pulling all the Cubs. It's like, Cade Horton had a great debut with Myrtle Beach. These cards I could probably sell for $2-3. Why do I need 200 of them? I don't, but I'm not going to sell them until I hit 1 million. I had somebody, a collector who I really envy, because he is very organized with his needs, and he's like collecting the run of Cubs cards, and he's got this giant binder of checklists. I really envy it. And he's like, you have so many cards that I probably need. He's like, will you ever consider selling? And I'm like, once I hit 1 million and I get organized, maybe I will. Because a lot of stuff, like my Dylan Cease collection, I've sold a couple cards, I've traded, I've given away some. I didn't need 20 Bowman Chrome autos of Dylan Cease. But I think I've only sold 5 Cubs cards since I started the project. I've traded. I gave away like 200 cards at spring training. I've traded some away, given some away. So Sporks at McDonald's, they did away with the Coke spoon coffee stirrers late 80s. I think you were smart in saying I collect Cubs and sell the rest. That takes the emotion out of business when you clearly identify what is for sale and what is for PC. Absolutely. And it's like, if you're a Hall of Fame collector, a vintage Hall of Fame collector, and you get a collection of like, that's pretty hard. Like if somebody offered me a vintage Hall of Fame collection It's only Ernie Banks. And I guess Billy Williams and Ron Santo, but there's probably enough that I can make the money off the others and then keep the Billy Williams, Ernie Banks, Ron Santo. Some of the other Hall of Famers are going to be far less in value. Your Lee Smiths and Sandbergs, Dawsons. Let's see. Andy Mack says, don't list dollar cards without a scanner in Card Dealer Pro. I would agree with that, yes. And that's kind of what if I have a stack of cards, because I still list cards on my couch, because I'm a couch people, watching Netflix, grab a stack of cards. Sometimes maybe it's because it's a card I don't want to scan, or maybe usually what happens is it's a card I think is worth more. And it's like, oh, this is just a $1.50 card, and I'll list it. Or like my Bowman draft, I'll probably not be listing those on Card Dealer. Actually, you know what? I might. Card Dealer Pro is kind of, I can probably list those. Well, maybe not, because Card Dealer Pro, it's tough. I have to do a lot. Sometimes you have to do a lot of editing on the Bowman, on the modern Bowman stuff, especially if it's a first Bowman. So I'll probably list those. And since there's 150 to 200, it's not like I'm listing one single $1.50 card. I'm listing a single $1.50 card with 200 quantity. It'll be a quantity listing. But yes, otherwise I would not list single cards for $1.50 free shipping without Card Dealer Pro. Zach says it's not a hard question to answer if you are low roller scratcher. He has answers for Bo every day. Talking Tatis says Boog seems like a hired hand and not a homer like most homer fans want. That's true. I do want a homer in the booth. I don't want an annoying homer, but I want a homer. Len Casper was perfect. He was a homer, but he wasn't like an outwardly cheerleading homer. I loved Len Casper. Let's see. Terry says, I use my PayPal credit account for most of my card purchases. No interest if paid within 6 months. And that's the thing. Because I pay mostly everything I pay with a credit card, but I'm paying it off like within the month. So I'm racking up the points, but I'm not racking up the interest. So, and I think what most people mean, and that's what most people mean, don't put cards on a credit card if you can't pay them off within time. If you can, make the payments, then it's definitely worth it, because you can rack up, all the miles and points and all that good stuff. Talking Tatis says a lot of times the weed man is the weed man. Where I eat, when you put wrappers in your bag and get up to throw them in the trash can, it signals you are finished eating. That's what I know. Grinding for good. What's happening? Good morning. Brian says Shobani white chocolate raspberry coffee creamer tastes just like the name. Little bit gross. Good morning. White chocolate raspberry. Yeah. I don't know. I am drinking the peanut butter crunch coffee from Door County. It's delicious. Let's see. Terry says, yes, Card Dealer Pro told me they were working on adding the rollover. Uncle Rich says, if the hockey cards or soccer cards or whatever have names in them and the price per card is in your bulk wheelhouse, buy them just to sell to low roller. I don't think he's ever bought a card from me. LRS, where you at? Keep raspberries away from my coffee. Yeah, like I don't want fruit in my coffee. I don't want raspberries. I don't want cherries. I don't want strawberries. It's all about the math. So once you get to 1 million, you're going to sell them. I thought you were going to have a bonfire. Harlan, what's happening? No bonfire. It's going to be, even if I do decide to sell some, it's going to be really difficult. But to be honest with you, the journey has been like, and John, that 70s card show, and I don't know if we've talked about it, but I think it's been in the chat, where I'm a journey guy. Like, I love the journey. And the journey, like the destination of 1 million cards, like what probably the second most common question I get asked regarding the 1 million Cubs project is, well, what are you going to do when you get to 1 million? And the answer clearly is, I don't know. I would love to organize and have them organize and be like, how many Scott Sanderson cards do you have? Well, I have 17,402 Scott Sanderson cards. Because that we were in the hotel bar with Jody Davis at Cubs convention. And Jody says, "Oh, how many of my cards do you have?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, thousands." I think I have how many? I think I bought like 160 team sets of 1987 tops, and then there's probably another 100 1988 Donruss team sets. So yeah, it's definitely more than hundreds. It's in the thousands of players from that era. And Jody played every. Did he play every? No, I think he got traded away before the 89 season to Atlanta. So his rookie card was in 82. So he has cards from 82 all the way. And I think his 89 tops was a Cubs / Braves card. Since I'm a Cubs collector, it counts as a Cubs card. But if I was a Braves collector, I would also count it as a Braves card. Let's see. Flawed Thinker says, just signed up with DC Sports to sell some of my higher end cards. Figured since they have so many followers, it will get more eyes on the cards. I will take the 85% payout to get more views on them. That's smart. DC is the way to go, I think, with if you're, my feelings on auctions. I hate auctions. If you're going to run auctions on your own and, have a very little following on eBay, and I have like 2,000, almost 3,000 like followers or fans or whatever they call it on eBay, and my auctions suck. So DC Sports has tens of thousands, I would imagine, followers on eBay and so many eyeballs, and they're doing so much volume. So that's smart. Smart way to go. Rascal 30 says, we're going to play Name That Player, by the way. We're going to play with Topps Archives. Got baseball cards. Did a video 2 days ago announcing a new grading tier and price. I'm shocked it's not making its rounds on all the other hobby channels. The new service is called Beckett Select Grading. $12.50 per card. Last 10 years, reg sized. Includes shipping both ways and no subs. I can't find any other info on Google, so it must be a group sub thing. It's also Beckett. That's probably why nobody's talking about it. It's Beckett Grading. Let's see. Talking Tatis says, ran a 25% off 3 or more cards deal yesterday. Sold 28 cards, including an 8-card order. Thanks for all the tips. Hey, you bet. That's good stuff. Dan Ryan is listing Blue Cross Blue Shield cards. I've entered some Blue Cross Blue Shield cards in my eBay store. Some of those oddballs. Jenny says, I'm going to have to drop the invisible wrench and say when Bo gets here, it's time for Name the Player. He's almost an hour in. We're going to play Name That Player. Len was phenomenal. I love Len Casper. I find it hilarious that the guy who has almost 900,000 Cubs cards remembers the 205 cards he has traded or sold. I can tell you exactly. I may be missing a card here or there, but I can tell you I have sold. These are the cards since 2017. When did I start? Yeah, December of 2017. These are the Cubs cards I've traded or sold. I've traded away one Ryan Sandberg rookie card. I've traded away a Lee Smith rookie card. I traded away a Dylan Cease Chrome Auto for a Miguel Amaya Chrome Auto. I gave Porter a Dylan Cease Chrome Auto. I sold a gold Chrome Auto of Dylan Cease. I sold on eBay 2 Chrome Autos of Dylan Cease and 2 Refractor Autos of Dylan Cease. I gave away 200 Cubs cards at spring training. I made packs of like all the players so kids could get autographs. Let's see. What else? I thought there was one other. That might be it. I think the only things I've sold on eBay, Cubs card-wise, have been the Dylan Cease. Nothing else. So that's what I've, and I think here and there, I gave away 10 Chris Bryant, a friend from high school. Her son was trying to collect 100 Chris Bryant cards and 100 Anthony Rizzo cards. So I sent him, I think either 5 of each or 10 of each. So that's about it. American Airlines status is based on credit card spend. I sleep well knowing cards paid for my upgrades. Yes. Where are we at? Bargain Boxer, what's happening? He says, smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. All About Comics says, I ordered some coffee from Door County, got the peanut butter crunch and almond toffee. I have not had the almond toffee. Now I'm going to have to look out for it. They don't carry that in my local Pick and Say, which is a Kroger chain. They have peanut butter crunch, Highlander grog, and one other flavor. They don't have almond toffee though. That sounds really good. Peanut butter crunch is awesome. That's what I'm drinking right now. John says, kids, team sets were issued in the days prior to having to blow money on breaks. The Beckett News barely made a blip in our hobby hotline chat. That's similar to PSA stuff, but without the good pub. My Car Dealer Pro renews tomorrow. I need to scan about 2K today, says Terry. SGC will always have my business because there aren't ridiculous caveats and tiers. Beckett trying to be PSA. SGC succeeding at being SGC. Absolutely. Where's my SGC hat? It's upstairs. I am Team SGC. CSG, with more backing, is also following the SGC model, so they will be moving up in the rankings, in my opinion, says Uncle Rich. All About Comics says, having peanut butter crunch this morning, you should hit them up for sponsorship. Love it. Okay. Let's play Name That Player. Let's go get the scoreboard. Oh, my back. Ugh. Okay. So here is the scoreboard. So who do we have? We have Scotty Dubs took the lead last week. How's he going to do with Topps Archives today? Scotty Dubs has 15 points. Card Hobbyist has 8. Flipping Sports Guy with 6. Nick has 4. I haven't seen Nick in the chat this morning. Uncle Rich with 3. And we've got Mookie, Boyhood Breaks, Flawed Thinker, and Sal Dougie with 1 point apiece. Okay. Wilbert, what's up? Can someone tell me the best way to determine value of unopened packs? eBay sold is probably your best bet on that. Zach says, grading is crazy to me. I was looking up a Tony Gwynn Topps rookie the other day as someone outside the hobby asked. The PSA 10 was selling for nearly $2,000 more than a 9. It is crazy the difference between 9s and 10s, especially when you go back into the 80s. There's so much demand for PSA 10s in the 80s because there's so few of them out there because there were so many flaws, especially on centering in a lot of those sets. All right, 2022 Topps Archives. Name That Player. We're doing 2 packs, 16 cards. I am not selling Adley Rutschman for some reason. My Adley Rutschman's not selling. Let's see. Keep in mind, a lot of people don't trust unopened packs, more trust in sealed boxes. That's a good point. So these are from a blaster. I opened the rest of the blasters. Didn't pull much. So maybe we'll pull something in these packs. All right. Name that player. This is probably going to be easy. I know this is going to be easy. From the Topps Archives, I did not pull. I don't think I pulled any number. I didn't pull an auto. It's just a blaster, so it's not like I'm going to pull. Even if I pull an auto, it's going to be like Brad Radke or somebody. Okay, who's this player? 2022 Topps Archives. I think this is going to be an easy one today. The points are going to come in. Scotty Dubs going to take the lead even further. 16 points for Scotty Dubs. It's Big Papi, David Ortiz. Where's my whiteboard marker? Where's that blue one? Or black one? What's in here? I'm not prepared. Is this it? I guess it can be it. Oh, that's one. I have whiteboard markers all over the place. My hair is looking longer than I thought. I had a dream that I cut my own hair. The hell kind of dream is that? Who got that? Scotty Dubs, 16 points. I had a dream that I was cutting my own hair, and I remember going into the cabinet and picking out the pair of scissors that I wanted, and it wasn't cutting really good. I was cutting my hair, and I was doing this. Like, what the hell? Why do we have dreams like weird shit like that? Okay, name that player. Who's this guy? New York Mets. Who's going to take off Scotty Dubs? The Minneapolis Kid. He's back, and he's right. Keith Hernandez, point awarded to the Minneapolis Kid. The second spitter, yes. All right, Minneapolis Kid is back. And on the board. So Minneapolis Kid, I don't know if you've been with us the last couple weeks, but we have started new scoring and a new scoreboard. I don't know if I would have got this one. This is kind of a toughie. Actually, it's not a toughie, but I don't think I would have known. I know who I would have said this was. Travis Bogart is correct. Travis gets the point. It is Scott Rowland. You know who I would have said this was? I would have said Todd Frazier. Because I don't remember Scott Rowland with the Reds. I consider him a Philly and a Cardinal. Travis Bogart, his first point. So we've got first points today from Travis and the Minneapolis Kid. Alrighty. Let's see. I paused while typing like, wait, no, he played there. Exactly. I don't remember Scott Rowland in Cincinnati. All right, here's another easy one. Who's going to be the first? Card Hobbyist. Card Hobbyist. Are you on the board yet? Oh, yeah, you have 8 points. You're in second place. So Card Hobbyist with 9 points. All right, Vladdy Jr. Rascal 30 says, what the hell? Showed me for, it's always going to show you first. All right, I got to make sure I'm not. So Rascal 30 on my screen, you were actually, let's see, Vladdy Jr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were 6th on my screen, Rascal 30. Flipping Sports Guy says switch to live chat, not top chat. There you go. All right. Here's another easy one. I think this is a high number short print. Nick, there's Nick. Bryce Hopper. Nick with the point. Oh, where are we at? Nick with 5. Rich confirms high number short print. Let's see. Got 3 more. Here we go. Cardinals. Who's this guy? Name that player. Topps Archives edition. Nick again. Make it a little run. Nick Budden. 6 points. And you have tied Flipping Sports Guy for 3rd place. Okay, we've got 2 more in this pack, and we're going to do another pack for 16 total. Who's this guy? Philly. Yep, Card Hobbyist, I think, was the first. Somebody said, Andrew says you're flashing the card at the bottom of the screen. So can you see it? So I can't, it's not showing up on my screen that I'm showing it. So who got Alec Bomb? Card Hobbyist was the first. And that's his 10th point. So I guess I have to be careful. Maybe the camera's picking up more than it should. Because I think somebody said that last week. It's like, hey, you showed the answer. Andrew says you're showing early. Hold it below your mic. Okay. Who's this guy? Toronto Blue Jays. Terry McDaniel. Terry McDaniel, first and fastest. Terry M with the point. Terry is on the board. Terry McDaniel. All right, so pack 1 in the books. I was tipping my pitches, wasn't I? Now I got to go low here. Okay, second pack coming up. Let's see. All right, where's Zach at? We got some White Sox. Here we go. Yes, Terry. 2 in a row for Terry. Luis. Robert. Terry McDaniel, 2 points today. Flipping says no, I'm not, because I have it upside down. I'm not tipping my pitches now. I know for a fact I'm not. All right. Who's this guy? How did I tip Robert? Well, I said White Sox before I even showed the card. Julio, Terry McDaniel, yes. Terry McDaniel. Okay. Terry's on a roll. That's 3 points. All right, we're going to go down here because this is an insert, so I got to make sure. Who's this guy? Nick. Yes, just talking about old Javi this morning. That's the insert, so not going to pull an auto here. Nick was the first. Nick with 7. 7 points. All right. All right. Rascal says he just can't peck fast enough. Who's this guy? Nick again. Nick on a roll. Justin Verlander. Minneapolis Kid was like a split second after. It was like Nick, Minneapolis Kid, boom. All right, here we go. Stroman, Nick again. Nick with the point. Nick lives pretty close to me. Nick's, how far are you? 30 minutes? 40 minutes? He's closer than Scotty Dubs. Scotty Dubs is in Dubuque, and Nick is in between. Nick, you're close to Dubuque, right? Yeah. Nick and Scotty. Where is Scotty? Is Scotty Dubs here? Where's Scotty Dubs? I haven't seen him pop up. Scotty Dubs, he had the first point today. Nick says, I'm 10 minutes away from Dubuque, so like 75 minutes away. Oh, okay. I thought you were closer to Madison than Dubuque. So Scotty Dubs and Nick are like right on top of each other in Dubuque. Let's see. He's on the local carrier. Location does matter on internet speed. All right. You also have to know the answer, too. That's important. All right. Who's this guy? Oh, he's a rookie. Nick again. Nick knows his Topps archives. Nick, 10 points. So you have now tied Card Hobbyist for second. We're down to a couple cards left. I thought we were going to have more like retired players than this. Let's see. Rich says, Andrew, I have you at 4th. Let me see where I had on Abrams. I had Nick, Card Hobbyist, Terry, and Andrew. I also had Andrew at 4th on my side. Should require full name and be spelled correctly. Maybe we should. So modern. Oh, wait, non-modern. So the first 3. So we're down to 2, 1 modern, 1 not modern. Who's this guy? This one's not quite a gimme. Nick, again. It is Andrew McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen. Point to Nick. Since if we do Topps archives again, because I don't think we've had like this. I don't think we've had this many people knowing every answer. So I think if we do another, we're going to keep the rules as is today, obviously. We only have 1 card left. But if we do archives again, I think we're going to have to do exact spelling. So I would not have allowed Nick's point on that in the future. We're going to need correct spelling. So it's not like you can just... So we'll do correct spelling next time. Let's see. Zach, you are welcome. This Archives pack hasn't had much older players. No, just 3. Went to Dubuque from the Quad Cities in 83 for a Kiss Plasmatics concert. Very nice. This year's Donruss would be challenging since it's prospects and retired players. Bo, if it's close, you should allow it. But with this, it's like normally, yeah, we don't have any issues. But I think in the future on something like this, I think it needs to be because I think there is an advantage on if you're just, I'm just going to type close enough. Anyway, maybe we'll take a poll in the future. Everybody but Nick and Scotty Dubs, because they're like right down the street, basically. Okay, so we have 1 card left. Here we go. I'm disappointed with the collation of modern versus retired players. But we've got a Hall of Famer on the last card. Card Hobbyist gets it. Card Hobbyist. Nailed it. Point to Card Hobbyist. And with that, our updated scoreboard, we've got Scotty Dubs hanging on to the lead with 16 points. We've got the Card Hobbyist with 11. Nick with 11. Let's see. 6 points for Flipping Sports Guy. 3 points for Uncle Rich. 3 for Terry McDaniel. 1 point each for Mookie, Boyhood Breaks, Flawed Thinker, Sal Dougie, Minneapolis Kid, and Travis Bogart. Andrew wants to know if I give out participation trophies. I don't even give out trophies for the for the winner. So no participation trophies. Just enjoy the ride, enjoy the fun. We don't have to, we can make whatever rules we want because there's no prizes on the line. Tracy says my connection must be terrible. Harlan says, Rich, please tell the ComC overlords to get rid of the new CAPTCHA. I hate CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA and then name the boats. Only rule is to have fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so that's what we had for today. Name that player, Archives Edition. Let's see. What else is going on? I will be live tomorrow and Sunday. Probably between 8 and 9 a.m. Central each day. As always, Saturday and Sunday times vary whenever I feel like waking up and getting out of bed. Actually, it's not the waking up because I'm always up early. It's just when do I feel like getting out of bed? So probably between 8 and 9 a.m. tomorrow. Same for Sunday. Rich is going to be on Hobby Hotline tomorrow morning, so check that out. I'm going to drop the link if you're still with us here. We've got 170 members strong in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. We've got some great discussions going on over there. So check out the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. Join the fun. We'll continue any discussions and chats over there. What else? My eBay store, I added 1,000 cards yesterday, so up to 38,000 active listings, over 100,000 cards in total. I'm going to be doing some shipping today. I'll probably list a couple hundred today. But I'm going to focus on shipping and sorting that Bowman draft because I want to get those Bowman draft up in my eBay store as well. So eBay store link is in the description. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Red Light, I love this idea. Red Light's going to 3D print a trophy. That's pretty cool. Let's do that. I guess we can take a poll on like when do we just do like at the end of the, because I think we started this like around April 1st, right? The first Friday in April. So do we do it by the month or do we do it every 3 months, reset the scoring? How do you want to do that? Do the whole year? I don't know. Or yeah, do we stop at 50? We stopped at 50 last time. Do we go to 50? I think that's fair. Where are we at? We've got Scotty Dubs. Leader is at 16. And Rich says, I'll take the trophy for the first win. John says, crossed 1K listings, about to hit 2K. If Burbank can thrive with quantities, then I can. Hell yeah. That's Rob Veers is my idol. I aspire to be a sliver of what he has built Burbank to be. love his love everything about his business, how he runs it, and how he is as I've never met him in person, but just how he comes off in videos, interviews. Never met him, but I do hope to meet him. Maybe at the National. Hopefully I can at least shake his hand. So that's what I had for today. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Have a great Friday, and we'll chat with you tomorrow morning.